You guys, I'm so excited. I just crossed 50 videos on YouTube. I remember when I initially started this channel, getting to 50 videos seemed like so far away, and I finally made it and I'm here now. So I want to share in this video some of the lessons that I've learned along the way. And surprisingly, a lot of them have little to do with the camera, the algorithm, or some of those things that you hear about all the time. So if you're just getting started, if you're on your way to 50 videos, here are some of the lessons I wish I learned when I was just getting started. So the very first thing is that your initial videos are going to be your worst. I know we all have huge and high expectations when we're getting started. I know I was very anxious to get to the point where I felt comfortable on YouTube. I was comfortable talking to the camera, actually looking at the camera and not just at myself on the screen. It takes a little time to practice. There are lots of different things you can do along the way. And one of the advice I heard myself that I tried to implement is to just improve on something with every single video. And what that ultimately means is over time, you're going to see that you're improving. I initially started being very strict with the script. Now I feel a lot more comfortable just speaking to the camera as if I'm talking to a friend and just sharing my journey, sharing my story. Whatever that ends up being for you, maybe it's thumbnails, maybe it's titling your videos, maybe it's your editing process, you'll notice that over time you're getting much better. So yes, those very first videos, looking back, they all make us want to cringe. I have a hard time looking at my initial videos myself. But the good thing is with every new video you create, you find that you're getting better. The next thing is that consistency beats motivation every single time. We've heard it over and over again how important it is to be consistent on YouTube. And for different people, that means different things. I know some people have created a video every day. Some people create 2 to 3 videos a week. Some people, it's 1 video per week. Whatever that looks like for you, the goal is to keep going. Because I've learned myself motivation when life gets in the way, when things get hard, when my to-do list is extremely long. I've found reasons in those times to not create videos. But when I actually created a plan and had a schedule and had a process, had a system in place to create those videos, it made it much easier for me and it allowed me to have a constant stream of videos being published, being posted on YouTube. That's key for sustainability. That's key for continuing to keep your audience engaged and to grow your channel. If you're getting started, you definitely need to figure out what consistency looks like for you. What can you really manage? The goal is to get those videos published and posted. So figure that out. That is a key priority. And then lean into that process, whatever that is for you. Make sure that it's something that you can manage and keep going, keep posting. Another thing that you'll realize is that your audience tells you what they want to see. They will give you information, they will give you feedback, they will comment, they will like your videos. All of these, in addition to your analytics, will tell you what people want to see. We always start, and I know I certainly did, starting not knowing exactly what I wanted to post about. I even experimented in these 50 videos. I tried different topics to see how they would resonate. Some did well, some got traction, some did not do well at all and have very few likes, less than 20. But one thing is true with all of those videos. When I paid attention to what my audience told me they were interested in, what they wanted to see next, I looked at the conversations that were happening in the comments. Those were great indicators for people's interest. And when I delivered on those things, I saw a lot more engagement. So instead of feeling like you have to figure it all out yourself, allow your audience to be part of your creative process and let them help tell you what you should create next. Now, once you make those videos, you'll realize over time that some videos will surprise you. I definitely experienced that. My 6th video was the one that did the best of all of my videos to date. And this was being new on YouTube. It was only my 6th video. It did really well, got a lot of engagement. At the time, it was viral for my channel, right? Because I just had a very new and small channel. So you'll notice that your videos will surprise you. The ones you might think will end up doing really well, maybe they don't do so great. And sometimes you're not really sure how one will do, and that might be the one that makes the difference. And that's why it's important to keep posting, because you never know exactly when that's going to happen. But if you're not creating videos, if you're not putting content out there, you don't allow that luck to come your way and you won't get those opportunities. So try different things, but make sure that you keep going. So even if those videos are surprising you, some are doing well, some are doing not so great, the key to seeing that is to keep posting, to keep at it, to remain consistent. When you're creating videos, there are a lot of things you can get hung up on. If you're like me and leaning towards a perfectionist, you can get stuck. You can want to make sure things are exactly how you want them to be and spend a lot of time, to the point that some of that time ends up being procrastination. But the key thing that I've realized in this process is quality really matters a lot more than perfection. Quality in your audio, quality in the type of value that you're creating and putting forward in your content, making sure that you've done your research if it's something that's heavy and research based, having good audio. And I don't know how good I'm doing with this right now just because I'm out here in the park and there's vehicles, there are people having conversations and laughing. So my microphone might be picking up some additional audio, but make sure you invest in a microphone, lighting. If you are filming inside, you have some good lighting. If you're outside or by a window, you can get some of that natural lighting. But those are some of the key things that are going to be really important for your quality. And the key is to keep doing it, to spend the time on making sure that you're delivering value and not get hung up on a lot of these things that will have you spinning, trying to be perfect. And at the end of the day, if you are being perfect, but you're not actually delivering, you're not creating the video, you're not posting it, you're not going to make progress. So make sure you give yourself some grace, but focus on that quality so that you can use the opportunity to learn, to get better, to have videos out there, to get comments, and you can grow your channel and keep going. Now, the big question about what should your niche be for your channel, I know I spent a lot of time thinking about that for myself. What do I want to focus on? The goal of this channel really has been rooted for people who have multiple interests, who are multifaceted, and looking to find a way to bring all of those different skills, interests, talents, and experience to bear and use it in a way that will allow people to bring value to others. This is something that I have done in my own life, in my career, and it's something that has worked for me. I know a lot of people tell others to specialize, but personally, I've gotten and seen a lot of success. I've had a lot of luck because I am versatile. And I really honestly believe that this is a way that is beneficial to people in these times with AI and everything else going on and how the job market is shaping up. I really do think if you have additional tools in your toolbox, you're better positioned when things come your way. So I knew that coming in, but I also experimented with some other content and topics within these first 50 videos. And so for you, if you're just getting started, you might be wondering exactly where do you focus, what should you create. But my advice there, if you're just getting started, is to experiment, try different things, and allow that niche to come forward. You'll see what type of videos are doing well, which type of videos you enjoy, which type of videos your audience likes. And it will be at that intersection that you actually figure out your sweet spot. It's going to be different for everyone. You will find your own groove. You'll figure it out for yourself. But again, you have to keep experimenting, keep posting, look at the signals, see what type of feedback you're getting. And at that point, your niche will start revealing itself to you. So instead of you beating yourself up initially trying to figure it out, give yourself a little bit of time as you're creating content to discover what that is. You might be surprised. One of the great things that I've enjoyed about YouTube and the benefit of it is that every single video you create ends up being an asset. And it's an asset not just for your channel, right? Because with every video, you can group them, you can have playlists, you can go the podcast route, you can do a lot of different things. But you essentially build up your library on YouTube. But in addition to that, if you are looking to be a serious content creator and expand into other channels or use your YouTube content for maybe creating a digital product, developing a business, having the video, having the transcripts, having the content there already really helps you make it a little easier to leverage that to do other things. So if you wanted to create a digital product, create an ebook from some of the things you talk about, sometimes people like learning information different ways. Maybe some people will like a video, but maybe some people will like having a checklist. Some people might want to have a workbook that they can actually go through and take notes. But the good thing about having a video is it's already there. You can use it in all these different ways. You can leverage AI for your content. If that's something that you're already doing or something you're interested in, I would actually love to hear. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on that. Because I think one of the great things about videos is not just them having a long shelf life, being evergreen depending on the type of content you're creating. They're continuing to generate views and, if you're monetized, revenue for your channel, but you can use them in a lot of different ways. So if you're already doing that or you're exploring that and you want to hear more about that, would love to hear how that's going for you or what you're interested in down in the comments. So let me know. One of the benefits for me with these 50 videos and having this channel is that creating content and making these videos have really sharpened my thinking. I have to think and plan and ideate when it comes to creating a new video. What angles do I want to take? What do I want to say? What key bullet points do I want to highlight? So there's definitely the upfront work and preparation that comes with it. With some of my recent videos, I've been trying to just kind of go off the cuff, like maybe having a few bullets, but really allowing myself to be more efficient with my video creation process and speak through it like I'm doing now and limit the amount of editing that I have to do. In order to do that, I've had to really just be a lot more clear about my stance on things. What do I think? How am I processing certain information? What ideas do I want to share with others? Is it something that it's just relevant for me, or is it something that I think is helpful for other people? So in a lot of ways, with different beliefs that I have or things that I see and learn that might be valuable to my audience, it's really crystallized and sharpened my own thinking, which I think is a great benefit of having a YouTube channel. And not just the thinking, I think just the overall communication skills as well. I think that has improved with creating these videos over time. I find myself stumbling a lot less. One of the things that I've noticed is when I am super scripted, it makes me a lot more nervous. It's a lot harder for me to get into the groove and actually speak and share my thoughts because I'm so worried about getting it right. I'm so worried about sticking to the script. And I find myself even trying to memorize. And then when you memorize, you make mistakes. So it is a whole process, but I think just having a lot more authenticity in the process, it's a lot more genuine to just speak from the heart. And it's something I've been leaning into. So in a lot of ways, it's just made me, I think, a lot sharper with my thinking, with my communication. And that's been a great benefit of being in front of the camera, getting visible, being in front of you guys and having a conversation. When you're creating videos or when you're not creating videos, time is passing regardless. Regardless of what you're doing, time is passing. And I've noticed that I've just gotten so much better in general when it comes to creating videos. And it's something that happens without you even realizing it, right? You get started, you have no idea. That was the case for me. I didn't have a background in making videos. I had to learn everything. How do you edit? How do you use different software? I've since changed my editing software since I started. What kind of camera do I want to use, or do I want to use my phone? How does lighting work? How do you create thumbnails? How do you script? There are just so many different things. How do you think through B-roll? When you're editing, what types of things do you need to learn how to do in the editing software? There's so many different skills that it takes to create a YouTube video from beginning to end. And over time, you might start not having any idea how to do any of this stuff, how to even upload the video, how to set up your channel, what to put in it. But every single video you realize, and now where I am 50 videos in looking back, I've made so much progress. And a lot of that progress has happened without me actually realizing it, right? Just because I showed up, I learned how to do something. By the next time I picked it up, I already knew, so I could move on to the other thing and learn something else. So yeah, you might notice the same thing for you if you've been at it for a little while. You'll notice that things that were hard for you at the very beginning might be a lot more easy now. And if you're getting started, you're probably still in the middle of it, right? Everything probably seems hard, but the key is to just keep going, keep doing it, allowing yourself to learn, experiment, watch videos. If I came across something I didn't know how to do, then I watched a YouTube video. I looked it up. I learned from other creators. So there are so many ways that you can sharpen your skill over time. As you keep going, when you look forward, it is quite an awesome feeling. And I'm experiencing this myself right now. It's a really great feeling to know where I started, where I am now, and how much improvement I've seen in myself over time. One of the key things about creating YouTube videos is the opportunities that comes from it. There are personal opportunities. Obviously, you can improve yourself, you can improve your communication, speaking in front of people, getting comfortable in front of the camera. But there's also the conversations that will happen, that happen with your audience and you, that happens amongst the people, who are engaging in the comments and talking to each other. And it can help grow a lot of relationships and take some of those relationships and conversations away from YouTube as well. So it can end up being networking opportunities. It can end up being collaboration with people, business opportunities. There's so much that can come from it once you decide to show up and share what you have to say. If I had to sum that up, I would put that all under keep posting. That is the biggest thing that I've realized. That was definitely one of my videos that did really well. I think that kind of messaging resonates to people when it comes to the confidence of getting started or the endurance that it takes to keep going. At the end of the day, no matter what's going on, you have to keep posting. And there are a lot of things that might deter you. Sometimes your videos don't do well, or it's up and down. You don't really know what's going to happen. You don't control those things. And there are a lot of things you don't control. Like, for example, with the algorithm, you don't control if YouTube is putting your video in front of your audience versus somebody else's video. But you do control certain things. You control how you show up. You control improving, getting better, being a better person with your craft, telling better stories, having a strategy, learning from what's working, and pouring more into that. So there are a lot of things that you can control, while there are others that you don't. And my advice for myself and for you is to focus on the things that you can control, right? And allow yourself to not get hung up on the things that you can't. Having that kind of mindset where you only focus on that will hold you back. And I think when you really put your energy, you put your spirit into things that you enjoy, you are excited about, you are enthusiastic and feel aligned to, I think the results always come through and the results speak for themselves. So that's it. Those are my lessons from creating my first 50 videos on YouTube, you guys. I cannot believe that I'm at this point. At the very beginning, it just felt like such an uphill battle to figure out this new platform, create the content, edit these videos. It took me so long at times with my slow computer. I talked about that in a prior video, but I've made it. I am here. I have 50 videos on my channel. It gives me an opportunity to continue to build forward, and I'm really excited to do that. And I think in a future video, I might actually talk about my current strategy, just given everything that I've learned, everything that I talked about, how I'm going to take things forward, what I'm going to focus on, how I'm going to implement some of these lessons that I'm sharing here, how I'm going to turn that into an actionable strategy. So if you'd love to hear more about that, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and I would love to hear what you think. How is it going for you? Are there some things in this particular video that are new to you, that you're intrigued about, that you experience, or maybe you have your own lessons that you'd like to share? Let me know down in the comments, and whatever advice you have for others who are on their way to creating their first 50 videos, also drop that down below, because I want to make sure that I am not just sharing with you, but you guys are also sharing with each other. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.